Hello and welcome once again to Wandering Monster, America's test table, where we don't play test games, we stress test them. I am John Baltusberger.
I am Charles R. Bernard.
I'm Bridget Brave.
Ian Servas.
Mr. Paschke.
Friends, Charles and I got into a discussion today. It was a fun discussion that everyone enjoyed, and everyone who was around us enjoyed reading it. We were discussing capitalism. Specifically, we were talking about bigger companies farming out licenses to smaller companies that then farmed it out to yada yada, the slow roll of things. And we were talking about the pros and cons of Kickstarter and the various companies that put their efforts out on Kickstarter. Friends, I have backed 215 Kickstarter projects to date.
That's a brand. More than 200 Kickstarter projects backing. I think we brand that into your skin.
Yeah,
I think that's the penalty.
the logo.
I already have a Kickstarter project tattoo. So like
Yeah.
I
I
haven't
think you have a Kickstarter logo tattoo.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Hey,
The Kickstarter logo or the brand of the
Kickstarter? Kickstarter, if you send me the money and never ask follow-up questions, I will definitely get a Kickstarter tattoo.
Okay, that
Check.
second
I was
question.
124.
Yeah.
I thought that I had more.
So,
I gotta see.
215, my dude. Now some of
18
those
failed.
so not all of those projects have succeeded. Some have been canceled. Some have just not reached their funding. But I did the count, and about 6 of those projects were not what I would consider indie. And what I said to Charles at the time was like, what's really fucking cool about this, though, is that there are so many projects that I can see. Is like, when I backed this, I had never heard of them. No one had. And now they're in every game store. Now they are a brand that I can recognize and see. Darkest Dungeon, I backed. Boss Monster, Kirby's Dream Band, which isn't major, but like it makes me smile. So hey, my point is that there's this microcosm of games on Kickstarter. There's this culture, and crowdfunding culture can kind of be this weird thing that gives you all kind of weird feelings that are complex to talk about. But someone poked fun at the term Renaissance in referring to like gaming and Kickstarter. But it's hard to deny that we are in sort of a TTRPG renaissance where creators like us, like Adam Vass, like Gavriel, like the people we work with to bring these games on the show are doing incredible, cool things that they're able to fund partially because of the efforts of people like you and morons like me. And I say all of that to say that we are playing a game that is on Kickstarter tonight. I know, complete departure from what we normally do, but I stretched out my ears the other day and I'm still a little wonky in the head. Tonight we are playing
I don't know if that's going to hold up in court.
Big bowl of chili.
If any of you fuckers take me to court, I will simply point to the contract I had tattooed on your body whilst you were unconscious, making me unliable for anything I've ever said.
It's
I really
accurate.
wish,
I drafted the tattoo.
It
really
was
wish you
very
hadn't put it
good.
around my butthole, though.
Yeah.
You know what?
Hard to read.
That is a
itched
treat
a
for your
lot.
lawyer. That's a treat for your lawyer, Batchkey.
I
You
added
make
my
it
own fine
spiral.
print to that
Like
one.
you got to
yeah,
start
yeah.
in the middle. It goes out. It goes
That's
like
very-
heavily into my left cheek.
Did you
by
at
the
least
way.
Did you at least appreciate that they made the words into the shape of the Junji Ito spiral?
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you seen Uzumaki? Like
So
already,
yeah.
Uzumaki,
we are
like-
playing a game tonight that is not only on Kickstarter, it is a Mothership module attached to a board game, which is a pretty cool thing. Like board game, RPG, combine it into one tabletop experience that you can have a lot of fun with. I purposely kind of cover my eyes and scream into the void, so I don't metagame or like ruin the game for myself with spoilers. So at this point, I'm gonna give it over to my boy Ian to tell us all about it.
Well, hello, and for people who are joining us live, we have one of the core creators here, Violet, who is joining us. So you'll also pester her in the chat. But so yes, so this is kind of a two-part product that you have a board game that is fully independently playable as its own game, and then you also have a Mothership module that could use it as a prop, as a map, and some other in-game features. So the module that we are playing was written by Chris Ariu, and that is a kind of an exploration of the same themes. So for people who can recall your high school biology courses, mitosis is going to be prominently featured in some of the different things that occur in the adventure itself. So a very fascinating concept and a very exciting module that we're going to be running through here. Also, I think a little bit on the deadly side. So we'll see how many of you make it through the gauntlet. So Pashki, make sure you have your nice like player died GIF available for mashing.
I do want to mention that last week, the week before last, I played a pacifist goat man, and last week I played a corporate shill, and I refuse to restrain myself any longer. My rage can no longer be contained.
The real question is, what is your hot take on pouring boiling oil on the children and or setting chicken shacks on fire?
John Baldesberger was giggling the entire time.
The oiled children was one of my favorite moments of the entire show.
Oiled
Yeah,
children.
the oiled children. That really phrasing.
Hot fryer oil all over a
I-
bunch of innocent kids. Like
Mhm.
awesome.
And now we're canceled.
Mwah.
Bye, everyone.
I think there are things that we have done that have been more egregious than that. So, and yet here we still are.
But tonight, not tonight yet.
Yeah, that was supposed to be just
Not
something
yet.
night, and we are 8 minutes in, my friends.
So, fun fact: Violet has just informed us that the biggest influence on this game was the horror movie The Tingler, in which the movie theaters
Ooh.
installed vibrators into
Yeah.
seats to make people think they had a creature in their spine.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So,
I'm a big. It
feel
was called like,
free.
was it Filorama or something that it was called?
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Because there were some other ones that had like other gimmicks with setting
Mhm.
electrodes in seats and doing smell-o-vision and
Yeah.
all kinds of things. So yes,
And now we have
cinema
IMAX. Yeah.
now we have IMAX. So all of you are going to be actually. Why don't we go ahead and introduce our characters, and then I'll set the scene, and
Well,
then
you know what,
we will
Ian, you know
in
what?
media res.
Shut up. Shut up. I want to go first for once.
Are you sure? I mean, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Well.
that for once in this entire stream, I should be allowed to go
You sure you
first.
can handle
I
it?
think
I'm gonna.
I think I'm ready to.
I trust
to
and stand with
have-
Charles.
Like I'm sitting in
Alright.
Patchky's lap. Think of it
We
that
just-
way. Like I'm
yeah.
driving, he's
If
driving.
you mess
He's
this
about
up,
to take his
then
hands off.
it's out of
Just
your
let him have
paycheck.
his
He'll
moment.
sneak
Let
in
him
and-
for
yeah,
once.
okay.
All right.
Just this
So-
one time.
So tonight I will be playing Calculon Epsilon 7. No, and I am obviously a robot, and obviously I know a lot about human medicine because, as you can see from this patch on my robot arm, which is a medical patch, that's what the skull and crossbones means, right? Like that's human medicine, since like skulls and bones are what you guys have like in your head, I think. Anyway, I've got an assortment of unlabeled pills, and I'm ready to boogie. That's really all I want to say on the subject.
Now
Yeah.
that makes sense. I completely forgot that you start off with a bag of unlabeled medication.
The labels have come loose, so so we'll spin the
Maybe it's
wheel of fun.
metoprolol, maybe it's Docalax. You know, who
Who
knows?
knows?
It's Flexadrill.
Oh, one of them is labeled though. It's it says quote unquote shoddy male performance pills.
It's space gas station enhancement pills.
But the quotes around shoddy make me think they actually work. I don't know. I'm gonna try them one way or the other. Although as a robot, I am sort of agendered, but I go by he, him. Calculon
I
being a distinctively male personality.
As a quick aside, I remember at the Walgreens before it shut down by my house as a kid, they had near the checkout, near the impulse section, was like Father Brown's 666 cold medication. Like it was not an ironic product. It was like some old timey brand that somehow had survived to like their early aughts. And we were always, my friend and I were always baffled about like you have like a priestly figure having a 666 cold medication like a syrup sold in the impulse section right before the cash register. I wish I would have had a bottle. I'll have to look it up.
If only you had known that that was very obviously Charles's company.
Yeah.
It'll cure what ails
Nothing
you.
but
I
laxatives.
guarantee you. Yeah.
So we need a victim to go second to introducing their character.
So I'll, as an alpha male, I will assert myself next. I'm
Love
Bernie
it.
Lynch. I'm a Marine. I'm just here to kick ass and take names. If you see me running, you better start fucking running. I also write poetry in my spare time. No, I will not share it with you.
And did you say your name was Lynch?
I'm Bernie Lynch. Yeah.
Bernie Lynch. Okay.
Well, I guess I'll go now. I'll go. So my name is Jasper Jai. Jasper Jai. I am your local the Teamster representative. Look, can we just make sure we don't break any more violations of the union agreement that we have with our overlords here? Because it's hard for me to go and talk to them and tell them that we deserve more money when they think that we're overpaid. And I just really, guys,
I can hear the back brace, I think.
can you? So yeah, I'm playing Jasper Jai. He's a Teamster. His patch says "fuck forever," which I'm sure we're all thinking it means like fuck it. No, it's like fuck forever. Forever, this is gonna happen.
Apparently, you took some of those unlabeled pills.
That's actually that's actually one of the names of the pills. I found one of the labels. It says "fuck forever" TM. So
It's got a rhino on it.
yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna have to take some of those pills if you don't catch your breath, my friend.
I am so glad that my girlfriend's not watching these episodes.
I am Alistair Vasily, and I am a scientist. I'm using if you see me looking down, I'm using the Mothership app, which is available off the App Store, whatever that means. I am also a surgeon and doctor. So look, like I'm just like Calculon is interested in healing and doesn't know a whole lot about the human body. I know a whole lot about the human body, but I'm more curious. I'm more like let's find out what's going on here, guys. It'll be fun. So we're a team, I would say. But I am a xenobiologist. My specialty is zoology, chemistry, and surgery. I am also a barber, in case anyone needs that. And my patch is a meter that says "fun meter," and it is stuck swiftly on bad time.
So as a barber and xenobiologist, I'm assuming that you've just been vivisecting the shit out of some tribbles and saving them as like toupees, so someone can say,
I have a specialty Yeti toupee shop on Etsy.
nice.
And if you don't think my Etsy joke is funny, you go fuck yourselves.
No, I spend a lot of time on weird Etsy. Like I might
It's
even
an
buy
addiction,
that
bro.
product. Yeah.
For real.
Speaking of weird Etsy, setting the scene, all of you are traveling on a ship through a quadrant of space that is known for a little bit of piracy. Normally, people can get from point A to point B on some of the different space, lanes that are designated for travel without too much incident. But there's something just so attractive and appealing about your vessel that attracts unwarranted or perhaps just unwelcome attention from pirates. What is the name of your vessel, and what is it about that makes it stand out from all the other space traffic that goes through this space corridor?
Oh, can it be called the HMS Pinafore, please?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. And it's the racing stripes, I think, that make it stand out.
I was going to suggest a really phallic central chicken, like way too
Ooh.
sexual chicken in a spacesuit with like a giant bulge.
John, I want to play off of that. Here's
Okay.
what I'm
Please.
thinking.
Yes, and
It's not what the ship is currently. It's what the ship clearly used to be. And this
Yes.
was a party barge specializing in male entertainment, not male as in the guys go there, as in this was like guys in Speedos dancing for whoever wanted to go throw like digital coin monies at people.
Bitcoin at strippers.
Yeah. So we basically put a chicken outfit on top of the mascot that's still there. We just
All right, true story. True story. Here in Salt Lake City.
Oh, I'm
No,
already
no, no,
terrified.
and I'll keep it brief. Here in Salt Lake City, there used to be a Snellgrove's ice cream, and like they had this gigantic rotating ice cream cone as like their, sign, whatever. And a Jimmy John's bought that location, and they did not tear the ice cream down. They just painted it jet black, like from top to bottom. I swear to fucking God, there's just a black ice cream cone. Jimmy John's, and like I maybe it was to match the rest of the structure, maybe it was to say
Was
they
it
had
still
licorice ice
rotating?
cream, but
I
no,
do have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We have a Mexican restaurant close by that is obviously Mexican restaurant that is obviously formerly a Chinese restaurant with like the roof, and they painted sombreros on the pandas.
Yep.
Like
Oh,
same
that's awesome.
mural, just like
that's
Chino
I'll
awesome.
take a picture if I
Yeah.
can
Near
find
that
it.
place? I've seen
Yeah.
the images all over like internet.
Yeah.
I think
it's
it is a
Banzio.
multiple places have done this.
Yeah.
It's
kind of thing.
it's a palimpsest or whatever it is when
Yeah.
a painter paints
Yeah.
over another painting. I love it.
It's beautiful.
Sexy
So
chicken
good.
mascot in space.
So it is definitely the racing stripes and not the overstuffed mascot at the edge of your ship that is that stands out. And before you notice it, that your ship is locked in a clamp and there is boarding action. It comes without warning. The ship was cloaked, and the last things that you can recall is the sound of gas being pumped into your life support systems, a terrible noxious odor, and voices coming over some type of broadcasting, very throaty, deep voices as the pirates are discussing what they're going to be doing with you as they start to harvest you and drag your quickly falling unconscious bodies onto their ship. You hear something very distinctly about getting a good sum of money by selling the whole lot of you and your other crewmates, to something called the Star Research Institute, which does not seem like a very good time.
Yeah, Barry Allen works there. It's a real bad time.
So,
All right, that one's for my DC Comics The Flash nerds. All right.
I bet all of them right now are like, yes, we're seen. So the lot of you find yourselves in a processing cell there are other people that you've never seen before, and large amounts of the people that you serve with on your ship are mysteriously gone. You are put into a uncomfortable gown and shoved into cryospace, cryo tubes to be frozen. This whole time you're kind of going in and out of disorientation, getting snippets. You see people in white lab coats. You see very grizzled people too that are also getting shoved into these tubes and frozen line by line, almost like Demolition Man. And just nothingness. You blank out. You're frozen, and all of a sudden, just like this has all been a terrible montage of scenes that you're assaulted with, you stumble out of the tubes again, and there are loud klaxons that are wailing. You hear repeating over and over is Schneiden Theodore Advanced Research Station is under attack. Assistance in fighting this menace will be greatly rewarded. We must be quick. Contact the docks now. And it just keeps cycling. You're disoriented. There's still mist from the cryotube clinging to your legs, and you see that there is just pandemonium. People are running about. There's the stench of bleach and blood, and you hear like the sounds of guns firing off in rooms beyond wherever you are.
That seems fine.
Yeah, so there's nothing to worry about there.
This is kind of what morning feels like to me every day. A little
I was
bit.
gonna say, yeah, for sure.
Alarm
For shizzle.
bells, shit's exploding. Yeah.
This is fine. I would like to radio for the union representative.
I'll just stand in front of everybody with my gun because that's my whole thing.
What
Yeah.
What's in the room other than tubes? Is there like one door in and out? Are there two?
I have a pertinent question. They stripped us of our clothes and took all our stuff. Are we just so all of our gear and stuff is gone,
Oh, we don't have any.
including our patches?
Let me answer you in order. First off, are you actually trying to hail your contacts, Jasper?
Yeah, that would, as a Teamster, like those are the people that
Contact your union rep. Yep.
Yeah,
100%. 100%.
So as you are getting a pan of this room, you see that there is a guard station. You see like there is like a cryo bank of tubes, and then what looks to be like this whole area is reinforced. Like you're getting feeling this is like a prison cell or a holding cell. There's an empty guard station, and you're hearing like staticky crackling sounds coming from it. So perhaps there's some type of broadcaster or repeater. There is also in this room there is a track that looks like there like something would run along it, almost like a conveyor belt like structure that goes from a section of this room into the wall beyond. There is a door to the north of here. And also in your space, there are still some tubes of people that haven't been unfrozen yet. It looks like there are at least, 20 people that are in these tubes still waiting to be thawed. As you were kind of like getting your head clearing, you remember some of the other people that were being frozen that you don't see now, including a very grizzled man who was looking very sickly when he was getting shoved in the tomb, screaming something about promises of escape, that he will meet you during a time of crisis and request your help and escape. But other than that,
Ooh, cryptic.
Yeah,
that's the matter right now.
Old man Paul.
I think I should just start like saying shit like that to people randomly in public. Just
Like
walk up
sleep,
and like,
yeah.
at your time of greatest need, look for me. I'll be there, and then just like hustle away.
Someone's gonna be
That's how I
so
try to meet
disappointed right
girls.
before they die, and you're gonna have to live with that.
I'm fine with
old
that.
Betty
I can live
Stork
with
champ.
that. Hey, so Mr. Teamster, why don't you come on over here to your friendly robot? because one of my pieces of equipment that I'm assuming is inbuilt is long-range comms.
Oh, okay. So it's inbuilt. So like we have to undo your
They
belt
couldn't
to
take it.
get to it.
You're gonna have to talk into my mouth and listen with my ear.
Okay, that makes sense.
So like I open my mouth, you're just like and then listen, hold your ear up to my ear.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you making out with the robot now? Why don't you wait till the appointed robot making out time?
Look, I'm
If
just
not
trying
now,
to.
when?
I gotta get a hold of our local union representatives to report this as a severe misconduct of our personal rights. We are allowed so many meal breaks that have not been given to us. In addition to that, I feel like we are owed due compensation due to the fact of the mental stress that some of us are under.
Okay, listen. If fucking the robot calms this guy down, let him fuck the robot. Okay, just let it
You
happen.
know,
It's always my slogan,
I spit in the robot's mouth.
and I'm cool with that.
It is. Got surprisingly kinky.
All right.
Cool with that.
So what? Like
Pretty cool.
I flip up the nipple to get the number pad to dial or something.
Yes. Well, you flip up the nipple. That's for a different function that I'm happy to demonstrate. The number pad. We shouldn't go too far down this road.
Nope. Nope. All right. So
Yeah, go
as
ahead.
you are attempting to broadcast a figure to reach outside the station that you're in, you're buffeted with just like walls of static. In fact, it seems as if there's some type of security system kind of clamped down that's preventing you from transmitting out. Instead, what you're tapping into is the local Emperor network. You hear a lot of barking of commands from one set of voices that is oddly metallic and gurgly. Hopefully that's just some type of static distortion. There's like a almost feminine but yet very guttural voice that's commanding people to take up positions and to watch out for a sniper. And you hear on a different comm channel very high-pitched, reedy voices that is very nasally and breathy. Something about recapturing subjects and preventing people from escaping.
All right, guys, are we team nasal and reedy or metal bark gargle?
I think that we are probably the subjects at hand, and I am not for myself being a subject. And I am not, I will go as far to say I am not for you being anyone else's subject.
I like this. So use the conflict as a smokescreen to get our, in my case, shiny metal asses out of here, right?
I would rather die than lose our ship.
Are we on our ship still?
No, I'm saying that
okay. Yeah,
if we stay here and help, we might lose our ship.
yeah, that's a good point.
Let's get the fuck out.
Yeah, assuming there is an out, but yeah, I'm willing to act on that assumption. I'm also assuming I'm like void safe as a robot, so worst case I can just like, I don't know,
Edison
Wait.
yourself.
jettison myself and wait for a long, long time.
So are any of you investigating that guard station, posting up by that front door, or also doing any other type of search or interaction with the room?
I'm going to search the guard station because I'm feeling naked without a weapon.
I'll post up by the door.
I think anyone stop me if they disagree, but I think I should free all the people.
Yeah, let them out.
Yeah, I'm gonna free all the peoples.
All right. So the first thing that as you are looking at like going through the guard station, Bernie, or do you prefer being called Lynch?
I like Bernie.
Bernie. You notice that there are large storage containers, and beyond that, there are also lockers that look like they are for the guards themselves. and there is a rack of what looks to be like weapons, and there are a couple of things that haven't already been looted. There are foam guns and stun batons, just kind of hanging to be looted.
All right, can I search the weapons rack area?
Yes. So you find that there are 3 foam guns and 2 stun
that's it,
batons. And then in the lockers, there are jumpsuits that have like guard identification on it. They offer a little bit of armor protection. They're worth 3 armor points each, if that's better than what you might have. And if you open the storage containers, it has all the stuff that are on your character sheet. So you can reclaim the items that you would have started with.
I'd like to snag 1 stun baton if nobody minds, since we have more weapons than people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would also, if how many were there again?
There's 3 foam guns and 2 stun batons. I'm actually willing to take whichever one people don't prefer. I would just
I've
prefer
got
to
a
have...
gun, so
Is
you
the
guys
foam
go hog
flammable?
wild.
What kind
That
of
is
foam?
a very good question. You tell me, Teamster.
I would like to think it is, and I also have a flare gun, so I think this could be fun.
I have a hand torch.
Oh, well, that's more efficient than my idea, but okay.
We can
So-
team up. You take the foam gun, I'll take the hand torch, and we'll team up.
So foam gun only does 1 damage or 3 shots to it, and it
Immobilizes, right?
immobilizes. Correct. So the person that is being foamed needs to make a body save or get stuck.
And then they need to make a don't be lit on fire save.
Exactly.
Which
Yeah.
is a much more difficult save.
I feel like someone would probably design the foam to not be flammable, but I bet you that
They
told me I
undoubtedly
could
will,
pick.
yeah.
You are
I'm
assuming
saying I'm imagining that there was like an engineer, like their line of family were the people that made Sully String, and like Sully String, like the propellant is very flammable.
Yeah.
And they're like, no,
I
we're
think-
gonna not make the safe choice. We're gonna do
Ian,
that.
How
I
did
was
I
gonna say-
Silly
say?
string, first choice at birthday parties with flaming
Yep.
candles everywhere.
Yep.
How did I just now
Fucking
learn
great
this?
product.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. I'm a little
I have
freaked
to go
out.
to the party store. I have to
We
go.
all lucked out.
You've never played with flaming Silly String?
No.
Oh, it's
No.
awesome. Yeah.
That's how we know I'm still alive. The answer is no.
Well, we here at Watering Monster talk about
Do
fire
not.
safety.
Do not advise that you play with flaming silly
We-
string. We
While
advise against
sober.
it. Yeah, yeah.
We also do not recommend that you gargle with Everclear in the presence of candles and open flame.
Yeah.
Y'all suck.
Oh,
There goes Desiree's 40th birthday plans.
Yeah, seriously.
No, I've seen
that
the
was how I was
gif
going
of
to greet her the
the.
next time I see her.
Did you guys see that?
Killer Con is going to be lit, literally.
Did you see the video of the frat boy who like tried to take a flaming shot and like I think by the end of that
Yeah.
video he had like fucking like 2nd, 3rd degree burns like over a lot of him. It was not pretty. So yeah, just
Delightful.
alcohol and fire doesn't mix unless you're a professional, in which case it mixes awesomely. I have a friend who's a fire breather. At any rate, I think I'm gonna forego the foam gun, as delightful as it is, and stick with what I've got.
Okay. Anybody else wanting to arm up or investigate the space?
I got all my stuff
sorry.
back.
And then, Alistair, you were going to be reviving people out of cryo freeze. So
Yes.
you can take it would take a couple of turns to do that because there is a process of thawing and then reviving people. So if you stick
Well,
through
can
the whole,
I?
you can initiate it and leave it if you want.
Well, what I was going to say is I am versed in both chemistry and that other thing, surgery. So I know biology pretty well.
Those are
Confidence
the
level
two
rising,
things.
yeah.
That's
What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them open.
Outside.
I'm going to cut them open and manually warm their hearts up. No, but I am versed in like physiology, is what I'm saying. I got the skills to help these people.
Okay. So are you
yeah.
going to be staying with them the entire time that you need?
I'm going to be like going up and down. So like free, walk back and take care of each person like in a line. Assembly line doctor, essentially.
So to revive all of these people properly without giving me any type of cryo shock, it's going to be taking upwards of half an hour of your time because there are 20 of these meat popsicles.
What if I want to revive them all with just like a little bit of cryo shock?
Just a
Yeah,
little
so
bit.
just like anything, you can half-ass, and yeah, you can see who pulls out, who makes it through with just the quick boot.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Not out of any like vindictiveness. I'm just trying to save as many people as I can, but also myself.
Okay, so roll me 1d10.
Am I making a check on my stat? On my maybe?
You know what? That's a good point. We'll treat this. I'll go ahead. We'll make it as a check for you and reviving these people.
Do you want to do pathology,
make it
chemistry, or
pathology.
surgery?
Make it pathology. I don't trust you as a surgeon.
Okay.
So
I
intellect.
rolled. Oh well.
What did you get?
It's fine.
Here comes the Baltersburger bargain.
I think.
What did you roll?
I think if we look past the rolls, I think I did pretty.
The number.
I failed pretty bad. I rolled a 68.
Okay.
Yeah, not almost nice. Almost a nice failure.
Now, did you re-roll your stats with the Mothership Companion? Because
Nope.
looking at that would be a success. Your intellect plus your pathology would be a 69, which is a pretty nice score.
Nice.
You did 68, so that's
pathology-
under.
I just rolled. Oh,
Yep. So you actually passed by 1.
weird. I wonder why that. It did a strength check. Oh, I see. Hold on. Okay, critical. I re-rolled using the actual I didn't realize you have to hit the stat and the thing. I rolled a critical success with the 55.
All right.
If you want to use that, or you can use the other one.
I was kind of hoping for a terrible crit failure where you just accidentally just kill these people.
Turn
But
them
no,
all
you
into slurry.
you
Yeah.
have successfully revived these people, and quickly they're going to be disoriented in a while before that they can act. The rest of you, what else are you doing in the space? As you see that Alistair is vigorously smacking people around and reviving them with expert care and attention.
Going up to all of them one by one. Hey, he's not supposed to be able to do that. You have rights and you have representation, and I just wanted to make sure that you knew what your abilities to handle this were.
I like that you're soft mumbling it as the clack song is wailing, the whole place is under attack.
Oh yeah,
You're all
they
gonna
can't
die.
hear me. I'm saying it, but I just don't have the gumption to actually say it loud enough for it to matter.
Or for me to hear, because I will gut you like a fish.
Yeah. Death.
I'm trying to back us out of the area and just doing the wild machine gun sweep back and forth every once in a while. Not firing it, just sweeping it.
All right.
I think I'm just keeping watch by the door and asking if any of these humans would like any unlabeled human pills for humans.
Good question.
Then, for no suspicious reason whatsoever, go ahead and roll me a d10 then.
All right. Let's see. That is a good old-fashioned 8.
8. Okay. Great. So, the rest of you, you see that you have so far unexplored is the door to the north. And you hear again kind of movement and things in the room beyond.
I stride robotically toward the door.
Hey, here, I'll kick it open for you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Which is probably a good thing to do, because when you look at the handle, you see that there's a viscous pink mucus that has melted the locks, and it dribbles down where the handle is. So,
yeah, I mean, if it melts locks,
giving it a boot.
Probably not good for me either.
All right. So go ahead and make me a strength check there, Jazz, or excuse me, Bernie.
All right. Check my. Okay. $28.
28. So you vigorously kick the door. In fact, like it snaps off one of the hinges and makes a loud crashing sound. As soon as you just kick the door open, you hear the loud barking retort of a shotgun. And you see that the space that you're opened into is a security station. It's an L-shaped room that points its length to the west, and you see that there are doors to the east and then to the west from here. There is a guard station that's built into the wall of the north, and this person is fired out of a shuttered window in response to you just loudly kicking this door open. Make me a speed roll at advantage to avoid the spray of bullets that comes your way.
Okay.
And you can add your military training to that.
Oh, sweet. $42.
So that's advantage. Is that the best one that you rolled?
Yeah.
What was your other one?
28.
No, okay, so
Oh,
you want to get
28's better,
your
yeah.
your stat or lower. So your 28 is
Okay.
good.
All right.
Okay, great. So yes, so you definitely move out of the way, kind of doing a barrel roll as you duck out of the way from the door to the east. Walks in a, well, you would call this thing a man, but it is a grossly disformed person. Their skin is oddly white and milky. Their head is 3 times the normal size of a human's head. Like it's just swollen, like you've expanded a sickly balloon.
I'm sitting right here, dude. Okay. God
So
damn.
anyway, I start blasting.
Rude.
You turned on DK mode on GoldenEye for the N64.
You hear that person that you can't really see that well behind that security shutter re-rack their shotgun, and the large-headed figure turns in the direction of the sound, and you feel the air around the person's head begin to boil. Do you want to get involved in this altercation or let it play out?
I'm gonna let it play out for now.
I mean, I won't throw the group into immediate danger. Although my impulse is just to blast this all to hell.
You're the Marine.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm firing my gun at it.
At the person with the big head?
Yes, the big head.
Okay, great. So go ahead and roll me d10, and let's see who will establish a quick order of operations.
Let's see. Okay, it's a 5.
So the large-brained person goes first in the initiative. We'll do this as kind of a micro round of initiative. Anyone that wants to join into the fray, you can, or if people want to stand back, or if you're still reviving those meat popsicles, you can keep on with that action. You see this person put their hands up to their head and strain. All the veins begin to bulge on their head, and they let out this terrible howling wail. It makes this sound that you can feel inside your skull, not just with your ears, and it bursts out like a wave of force towards the person in the shutter. Let's see if they... Nope. That is... All right, so you hear the sound of what sounds like a large industrial sack of grapefruits exploding from the other side of the shutter, and you see like meat gibbets like fling out between the metal shutters, and the person turns and looks in your direction, and their eyes are just like milky orbs. So yeah, you're up in initiative, Bernie.
All right, I'm shooting at
First thing I need you to do is roll me a fear save.
it. Ooh, okay. $31.
That is a success. So you hold your ground, and you can take your action.
All right, I'm firing my gun at it.
All right. Go ahead and make me your combat roll, and you'll be also adding your military training on it. So you have to get 50 or below.
$29.
All right. So you successfully fire your shotgun into him. Go ahead and roll for damage. Wait, I'm sorry. You have a machine gun, not
I have
a
a
shotgun.
machine gun, I was gonna
I was
say.
gonna say, oh man, that's a lot of damage. That's 2d10.
Yeah, 2 4s.
8. All right. So you fire out a salvo of bullets, just puncturing this thing. It makes a terrible howling hiss, and it buckles over. You see that it is not dead, but it mules a bit, and you see that it is beginning to try to stand back up. And as it's doing that, you can see again these veins just bulging out of its skull, just like they're almost snake large, like in size. It begins to.
I was just gonna say, hey bros, that'll help.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I now that we're actually in combat, I'm gonna join in the battle too. Whenever you want to throw me into the mix.
Okay, yeah, we can go ahead and we can round robin for anyone else that wants to act. Anyone else want to act, or anyone else wanting to intentionally stay back out of the line of fire?
I mean, every team needs a supervisor. I mean,
Yeah, I'm going to be helping people. I'm really not great in a fight, so I am purposely standing back unless someone explicitly asks me to help.
all right, so you're the supervisor. As long as we have a supervisor in the matter. I'll ready.
Does that mean you're gonna run for it, Pashki?
Yeah.
No.
Well, what are
I'm gonna ready my foam.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Wait. That actually might make more sense with my character. I cower behind the robot, readying my foam.
Okay, fantastic.
I don't mind, not one bit.
The creature, or I guess person, it's debatable at this point, looks right at you, Bernie, and you can feel it speaking into the meat in your skull, and it says, if you drop the gun and just submit, we don't have to go through with this.
Is that?
That
I mean-
is projected to Bernie.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, look at me. Clearly, I do.
Okay. I just was trying to get some. I just want to know what your reaction to that was.
Oh no.
Submit to it. I mean, who knows what it wants?
All right. Then
Yeah.
we will. I'm just going to go ahead and round robin from the Twitch screen. So it sounds as if, Alistair, you're going to be still helping with the thawing of the meat popsicles.
Yeesh.
That would be. Then next is Calculon.
I wonder if meat popsicles would actually be good.
By the way, real
that's my
I'm
first
quick,
willing to be
pop-up, sir.
convinced.
while as I defrost each person, I'm going to hand them my my business card for my barbershop.
Thanks for that, John. Yeah, like what's the band say? That's when I reach for my revolver. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Thank you for that, Charles.
The big iron on your hip.
Yeah. Marty Robbins said, I like that. I can rock it both ways.
Bet you
So
could.
I need to roll to see if I hit shit, don't I? Let me see.
Yeah,
Do I have
you
any
do. So you are going
advantages
to.
in anything combat related? Not really.
So this would just be your 34 or
Yeah,
lower.
yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see how this goes. That is 91. That is not good.
Oh no, that's very not good at all. So you wildly fire your revolver. You aren't very sure if you're just a terrible shot or if this like big brain swelling thing is just stops your bullet mid-air and your a weapon is completely useless. You're not exactly sure, but you are getting some fantastic data to play with since you are such a calculating android. Next,
there's nothing I like fondling more than data. It's true.
Absolutely. Bernie, you are next in initiative.
Okay, I guess I'm firing my gun again. I just, that's about all I've got. Doing my smarts to get me out of this. Okay, let's see. $49.
All right, you passed by 1 point. Go ahead and roll me your 2d10 damage for your machine gun.
$13.
13. So you've just blown out another just massive chunk out of its side. This person, perhaps maybe male, question mark, you see that the blood vessels in his head are slacking just a bit as more and more blood is just pumping and pouring out of his side. Really, the blood trickles from the corner of his mouth, and you hear he has a wet, raspy sound in his chest, like he maybe punctured a lung. He, as he's kind of doubling over, like the air around his head is getting like dark, like there's a corona of energy sucking power out around, and the lights flicker in this room.
Yeah, you might want to take the easterly or westerly door at this point.
I agree.
So what are you doing, Jasper?
I don't know if that guy was. I'm not doing anything. I'm just sort of like
he's filling out a form.
Yeah, it's like
in triplicate.
Go ahead and make me a fear save.
That makes sense.
He's going to say a form.
You're going to do that at disadvantage because you're right next to Calculon, and androids give friendly players disadvantage.
Oh.
So what is the highest thing you rolled?
All right. My 10 die on both sets was a 20. So my highest thing was 28.
Yeah, so somehow you are very soothed by the presence of Calculon. Normally,
that's right,
humans find the presence of androids unnerving and uncanny, like the uncanny valley of fear that we have. But somehow you were reassured and you were not
Can I tell you my secret?
What?
So right here in my inventory, it says that I have, well, that's no secret. Right here in my inventory, it says that I have a book on character acting by Keanu Reeves. So that's how I've learned how to be so convincingly lifelike and human-like. Not quite human, but human-like, you know.
So it sounds like you're going to be taking your turn just to cower and snivel, but at least you are not taking any sanity damage.
Correct. Yes.
Jasper. Okay, so top of the initiative, the Thing. So you see that this creature is been badly hurt, and he turns his head and he looks at you, Bernie, and you begin to feel your world collapse in upon itself. Like you've got this terrible feeling of vertigo. It's like your eyes are rolling up in the back of your head and you feel a terrible pressure all around you. Make me a sanity save.
Shit. Okay, yeah, my sanity's not great. Fuck. 38.
Now, what you... Oops, I'm looking at the wrong character. Oh, yeah, your sanity is horrible.
Yeah, I'm fucked.
Yeah, that is not good. Actually, I technically need to save that ability for next round. You see, so we're gonna walk that back here. Do you feel
Just
like
kidding.
he is no, because it takes one more round for it takes one round for this ability to charge, and I realized he just used that last round. So you feel as if something really bad is going to happen to you in exactly one round if you stay near this thing. You feel like it is trying to claw its way inside of your skull, and as it's doing so, it's eliciting every fear that you've ever had in your life. Your poetry being rejected, the time that you had a blanket party when you were in all the terrible things that happened to you in boot camp, it's all coming out, and you know that this thing is going to just shred your mind to bits, like whoever that thing was on the other side of security station. If you are wanting to run for it, you do have those doors to the east and west, and you do see, though, that even though this thing packs a big punch, he is very damaged as well. Top the initiative, what are the group of you wanting to do? You see this thing is basically charging his brain laser in essence.
I would like to join this round.
Okay.
Let's go west.
Well, if John wants to join this round,
What's
why
a
don't we try to
blanket
finish
party?
this thing off? Oh, that's
I just looked
where
it
they
up. Yeah.
they beat the hell out of you. Yeah, basically,
Okay.
kind of. All right, who's are
The good
we?
doctor, what are you doing?
So I step around the corner and I want to know if through my skills of, my knowledge of biology and xenos biology, if I can tell if there's any specific, particularly weak point on this brute.
So from doing it from a distance, it's not going to be as helpful as if when you got your hands in the guts kind of thing, but go ahead and make me a roll.
Is it another pathology one or
that is,
zoology or surgery?
Well, once you get up close to it, you could do surgeries, but this is
Yeah.
going to be another pathology roll
Okay.
for you.
Boop, 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 boop. So, the good news is I did a critical.
Okay, critical failure is what I'm hearing.
Failure, I really don't like that word. Can we call it a critical
all
success.
failure is an upside down success, John.
That's
Yeah.
that's exactly true. So we're gonna call this a critical upside down success.
I want to know exactly, with you critically failing understanding this thing, how have you terribly misunderstood this? What terrible, very bad information have you learned?
I noticed that it has a really knobbly knee, like its knee is swollen. And I surmise from this that its psychic abilities are actually emanating from its knee, not its brain. So we should obviously aim for the leg to defeat it and stop putting any attention on the head.
Great. So you shout that information to all of your friends.
I
and
definitely do.
Well, I'm dumb as hell. I'm a robot. I'll do it. So I'm gonna take a whack at that knee.
It is a smart knee, so you have to roll good, I guess. Fucking
Yeah.
cool.
All right, Calculus.
All right.
Kneecap this giant brain thing.
I'm
God.
gonna blow your brains out. I'm gonna shoot you right in the knee. Let's see. That would be a 60. which is, I
So-
believe, a failure.
That it is. So again, you're pretty convinced that that knee is so psychic, it's stopping your bullets.
Yes, that's
And
the only explanation.
is this frightening or curious?
Robot curious, robot not afraid.
Okay, I was gonna say your fear save is at 95, so it would be kind of futile to roll. But I wanted to see what Calculon would think. So again, you are firing at that knee. Nothing happens. Bernie, your android companion is a terrible shot, and you're feeling that pressure building in your skull.
Knee,
All right, I'll shoot at the knee.
I'm so glad I could help.
Yeah,
Following John's bad advice.
we're so gonna die.
Hey, come on now. It's not like
Alright.
that's an everyday occurrence. Oh no.
It's a 30.
So go a 30.
30.
All right, you do hit.
Okay, let's see how much damage I do. 10.
And all right, that's a whole wound. So you blow out this creature's knee, and it is this ragged stump that is just spouting gouts of blood. And it is crumpled on the floor, barely breathing. And you see, though, like as you're hearing this wet sound coming from his chest, its skull itself is inflating and deflating just a bit, but that pressure is still in its head. Like you still feel like, even though it's in its death throes, it is clawing inside your meat. So does that inspire you, Jasper, to do anything in this scene, or are you still shivering in your boots?
Go foam. And then I foam the wounded big-headed guy from behind the
Alright.
robot.
Okay,
An ineffective weapon rendered even less effective.
make me your combat check. I kind of want to treat this as industrial equipment for you because you're a Teamster, and that seems like something that just
Hell
seems
yeah.
appropriate.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
take that. Yeah, of course.
And what did you roll?
You know, the 9 at the end was not
Are
my
they-
favorite part,
Mm.
but the 59, not 60.
Lame.
Okay. So
We're good
Um,
at this.
you fire a bunch of foam in the direction of this thing, and in all honesty, it is pretty. Normally, you would fail this, but the fact that he's missing a leg and is laying crumpled on the floor, you basically smother him in a cocoon of foam. And the more that you're hearing that foam, like you're feeling that pressure lessen inside of your skull, Bernie, to the point where it, after its whole head is encased in foam, you don't feel it anymore. And suddenly you start to feel again that maybe my poetry is not so bad after all.
I'm gonna write a poem
Well,
about
it
this
did
later.
work. I'll be damned.
So in here you've got doors to other spaces to the east and west, and then you have this security kiosk station that's in front of you, where that man was exploded. It sounds like from the sounds of what came through. So I guess technically there are 3 doors, but there's doors to different areas to the east and west, and then the door going into that security room.
I mean,
Oh,
let's go.
I feel. Go ahead.
I was gonna say let's go check out the security room and
Yeah, sure.
sort through the guts.
Yeah.
So when you approach to it, you don't hear any of the noises from the other side, except for like the sound of like bits of ground beef falling to the floor periodically and kind of wet plops. So the door is locked. Do you want to force it, or do you want to try to hack it?
Oh, I'll try to hack it. Like I think I'm actually pretty good at that stuff. Let's see. Yep, I've got a 10% advantage in computers. Yeah, we can give this a try. Yeah, that's an intellect check, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I get an extra point on it from my advantage in computers. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I really fucking failed that one. That's a 90. 90. Oh, excuse me, an 89. 89. Still not
89.
69. Yeah. Not so nice.
All right. So 89 doesn't budge at all for you. Bernie, you want to do that boot thing again that you do so well?
Yep, I'm gonna kick it. See how I do.
All that shoe leather hacking.
28.
Wonderful. So you again find that sweet spot, you kick it, and you break down the door. Inside the space, you find that there's just wet meat and shredded uniform everywhere inside of here. And then there are two submachine guns, more of those guard jumpsuits, one set of standard combat dress, which is a very powerful protective suit that you can wear to soak damage, and one smart link add-on, which is what you slap on your automatic weapons to enhance them.
Nice.
Well, I'll take one of those submachine guns if no
There's
one's
also that combat
it.
shotgun that is just surrounded by wet meat. That's also available for the taking.
I'll take the combat shotgun. Since I can't hit shit, then a shotgun should help with that. Not in the game, but you know.
I move towards the body armor, seeing if anyone will stop me from taking it and putting it on.
Yeah, tell me about these mods.
So that combat dress, I believe, is going to give you 10 armor points. I will verify that for you in a second, Jasper. That smart link, it allows you to share your feed from like what you're looking at with like your HUD, so you can tap it into other cameras and just show people what you're doing. And I believe it also gives you advantage on one of your rolls. I will verify that in just a second.
We can watch you get eaten by
if you
some
take
unspeakable monster.
If you take that and get quiz and personal, I can do like I can give you my amazing, great, never wrong advice from afar and like see what's happening and like do my physiology checks.
And that's why I need
checks.
Go for the knee. Yeah.
It does give you +5 damage to your weapon, along with giving the remote
Oh,
viewing.
damn, that's a lot of damage.
Because I have a HUD already. So if somebody else wants to get one, then we could like team captain it if we have to split up.
Or fuck it, I'll take the other one.
You are a HUD.
Well,
So,
but it's not on the character sheet, so you know.
All right. So unless there's anything else you want in the space, you have those doors to the east and to the west from here.
I'm feeling west.
Let's make like Fifle.
Okay, let's go west.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yep.
There are no cats on the space station, and but the floors are not made of cheese.
They're made out of ground beef.
No. There's ground beef in America. No. Spielberg is going to get his can.
I'm gonna give that little bit the lazy eye. Sorry.
We're all going to make our millennial references here, show our age. All right. So when you open, who's opening the door to the west?
I will. I open all
Okay.
doors with my feet, so.
Sometimes the boot comes off and it's like
Yeah.
with the toes very carefully. Sometimes it's a kick, but always with the
I've-
feet.
Yeah,
I've been
the boot
playing,
comes off, but the boot coming off is 50 extra, so you gotta. Yeah.
I've been playing the Chaos Gate Demon Hunters game, which is 40k stuff, and the Grey Knights don't know how to open doors. Every door, no matter the door, it's like kick it open, brother. Like there's a hand.
Well,
Hey,
their
Paladin, there's a
hands-
handle.
Yeah, but their hands are like way bigger than ours. So like,
And
Every
yet, you always
every-
hear about them like reading little books or like drinking a little teacup, like even if it's a
fair.
Primarch. Like
yeah, it's true. They go into way too much detail about how the big
How-
man touches the little thing.
and
he
doesn't
should be-
break it. Yeah.
That's a Graham
they-
McNeil fetish, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
The big man could handle me so daintily.
and Gav Thorpe has a thing about them being able to move completely soundlessly, which is absurd. Like that's like 700 pounds of fucking metal
think-
and
I think
atomic
the
reactor.
Raven Guard have. I think the Raven Guard have like special like
exactly.
lightened armor just so they can be less fucking noisy.
Right, and
sorry.
even they're
So-
not like silent. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, nerding out.
when
Right.
you open the door, on the other side of the door are. Well, okay. So are you kicking the door open or are you opening it then? Because we grade 9 tangents did.
I'm always kicking the door open, just endlessly.
Okay, it's a good way to
Excellent.
make friends. So go ahead and make me your strength check. And you can do it at advantage, so whichever is your lower roll. 'Cause this is not locked and you're kicking it full force.
God, my highest one was 39, so I'm doing good.
All right. So you just kick the door off the hinges, and the door smashes someone on the other side. You hear like this wet metallic-y grunt scream as you just bash down a door. There's someone else that was just like dodged out of the path of the door that turns and yells at you and says, well, and it's so many expletives. Imagine if their throat sounded like a tailpipe of a Mack truck with like wet meat inside of it rattling around. Screams you like, what are you doing? And fucking shit. Again?
Fucking shit.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. So this person is wearing a oversized jumpsuit, but it doesn't fit quite right. There are shapes and things underneath the suit that it rolls over. It looks like there's like pipes, or it looks like there's amorphous things that shouldn't be in one person, like in a person's body. And he points a nail gun in your direction. Just like, I'm going to need you to put your gun down and calm down. You see something that's underneath that door that you smashed is like trying to slither out from under it.
I'm perfectly calm, but I'm keeping my gun.
I'm wondering if I shouldn't just like blaze away with that combat shotgun. What's the damage on that, by the way?
It's 1 wound with each shot, which is a lot of damage.
Nice. Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna blast him.
Which one? The one that said calm down?
Nail gun guy. Yeah.
Nail gun. All right. So he's trying to parlay with you, and you're just going to fire point blank.
Like
I'm with
metal,
him.
metal meat voice, slithery thing under the door. Woke up in cryostasis, or in my
I
case,
just wanted to make sure it was
unplugged.
understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're understanding me
All right.
perfectly. I'm blasting him.
Okay. So
All right.
they
I guess I
seem
got
like
to
they're
roll
about
to
to
see if I
say
can.
something else. But you
bad.
fire.
What they're gonna say is ouch.
Yep. Well, that's assuming I can make my first successful combat roll of the evening. Let's see. Is that strength or no combat? Okay.
It's combat.
Oh my god, no wonder I'm sucking so much with this. This robot is basically like almost a pacifist character. No wonder I've been failing. All right, let's see what we got here. Which of you is? Where's the goddamn decimal on these? Oh, interesting. Yeah. Okay, that's 34. Which.
That
Yeah,
is
that's right
exactly
at
your
it.
combat.
Yes.
It is exactly. So you
All right.
fire, and you've got your smart link. So you do basically 1.5 wounds. So do you say something, or do you just do you give like a witty calculon joke as you fire, or are you just cold and calculating?
Cold and calculating, and
All right.
but with a happy robotic smile on my face.
Like
That's
a
always
cash
important.
register noise. As you...
Yeah. Cha-ching, boom.
Cha-ching. So you blast this thing in the chest, and it makes you hear screeching of metal on metal and just wet sucking sounds from its chest. And it makes a whale like putting 7 packs of hot dogs and 2 blenders inside of a giant food processor. It is a terrible sound, and you hear another bizarre sound coming from further in the room as well. All right, so
you guys had better back my play here.
Yeah, I'm gonna start blasting.
All right.
Don't blast.
40.
That's the rule.
Okay. 40, that is a success for you, Bernie. The 40 is exactly your combat. So interesting. Both of you are right on the money.
I'm using a digital roller, so it's the algorithm.
So you
and
have
9 damage.
9 damage. Again, terrible otherworldly sounds, and you notice that beyond the blood that it's weeping some bright red substance as well. As you fire off bits of its jumpsuit, you see coming out of skin, out of meat, there are wires and tubes that are in this area. Every time you fire into it, you're exposing more of whatever it is. And the wheezing sound sounds more metallic the more you perforate it with bullets.
So the meat is just the wrapping on the present, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're opening it up to find out what's inside.
Yeah.
I'll give you $5.
Oh, I intend to fully dive in and see what's up.
You're gonna
I'm
unstrip the
excited.
curl. You're gonna unstrip the curls from the ribbon and everything. Like, yeah.
Mhm.
Drink it.
Yeah.
Jasper, you would be next in that order. Jasper, did you want to?
I'm thinking. Jasper is just there. He's along for the ride. He's clutching his thing. He's in a panic.
I feel for
And then,
Jasper.
Alistair, did you want to do a action during the surprise round?
Man, the surprise round's pretty tempting. I don't know what's happening. I was the last through the door, so I just see like, calm down, put your arm down, and then a shotgun blast, and then more stuff is happening. I have my little hand torch, and I like shriek a little as I like at him.
So you're pushing past your compatriots and flinging around your blowtorch?
Yeah, I am.
Typical.
Then make me your combat check.
I will make you such a combat check.
Make me such a combat check.
Ow, Beans! Why are you such a dick?
Beans is gonna make a cup check while we're doing the combat check.
Where is that? That's a stat check? Yes, it is a stat check. Roll. I rolled a 31.
All right. So that is a success for you as well. So all right, so you're hand torch does.
As 1d10, I rolled a 7.
And 7.
I want to see like blowtorches used as melee weapons instead of distance weapons more
Yeah,
often.
just like thunk right in the head.
So this is
Yeah.
essentially a brulee torch.
No, I know that's what I mean. Is like just one of those, like, I'll get you.
John Wick had to use one in one of those movies, right?
I've only ever watched the first one.
Like the transporter. It seems like that's a transporter gag.
Oh, that's true. That's a Jason Statham move for sure.
He's really
So-
hot.
So a lot of things are happening. The person that, or I guess this thing seems to be the operative term, because this is clearly not fully human, whatever it is, despite it trying to parlay with you. As you are beginning to brulee its organs that have been exposed by your friends, it lashes out at you, Alistair, as bits of its jumpsuit are like catching flame. And
That's unacceptable.
its sleeve is ripped on its jumpsuit, and you see that wires are just darting in and out of its skin, and it throws its arm forward, and the the wires lash out as just a bundle of individual like barbs. So I
Man,
need
that's
you to
like
roll me
somewhere between a Cenobite and like a tech priest. That's terrifying, is what that is.
you should see
The
the stats on this thing.
The tech beats are essentially just like Robo Cenobites.
Yeah, but these seem finer than most mechadendrites in my mind, anyway. Anyway,
Speaking of Cenobites and such, roll me your body save.
Okay. See. Body.
save body.
roll.
Body save.
So technically speaking, I did roll slightly over.
Okay, then that's technically speaking, it's a failure.
So,
but
what other way
like-
is there to speak about that? But technically, like is it over
from-
or under this number?
Well, when you look at Charles, here's the thing, Charles. Charles, I think you should get some kind of leeway, maybe even a reward if you roll exactly double your stat. Okay,
Yeah, I thought
so
you said
like
you were a little bit over. I thought you said you were 1 point. You just somehow you double failed. What did you roll?
Well, no. Okay, so here's how the math should work,
All right.
Ian. It
X
goes
plus-
up. You're failing.
Yeah,
You're failing. You hit double. It's super
If
success.
X
it's
equals
super success.
Yeah.
It's, you know what? I succeeded twice. Is what happened.
plus 1 equal like X plus 1 equals 2X solved for. Guys.
Okay, so it sounds like this was not successful. So
It depends on your definition of success. Maybe this is what I wanted to happen.
we
Give
need
it
to
to him,
someday
Ian.
make some branded shirt that's like the Balter's Burger bargain, and like
Yeah.
it's like you like the beard, like your forked beard, and like a Mephistopheles. I don't know what would be like a good Balter's Burger bargain.
Have you
I wanna
noticed that every
see-
time I design rules, bargaining with the DM is like baked into the rule set?
Yeah, that's what I want it to be. I want it to be a crossroads at midnight with Ian with like little devil horns, and there's John with a contract. Like,
Can I
something
be a
like that.
bluesman in this?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Excellent. I'm in.
I
Alright,
like
cool.
that this is like this whole montage that is playing out. Like you're like bargaining with your creator because you look down and see that wires have just punctured you all the way up and down your body. So you're like holding your torch and you
Regrettable.
feel them exit on the other side of your body and blood is
Doubly
just
regrettable.
weltering out. And there you see like the arm that's holding all those wires is convulsing, like it's pumping something and the wires are beginning to gyrate, and you feel a burning sensation that is spreading throughout your whole body. So I need you to roll me 1d5.
John, do you feel that burn and spreading through you from the
So-
inside? No.
What is good? Am I trying to roll low or high?
I'm not telling you diddly and or squat.
Ooh. Ooh, it's a mystery.
Rude. I rolled a 1.
All right. Well, that means then that roll me just 1d10.
And that's how many times you die.
I rolled a 7. You're not giving me enough information to make good bargains here. This is
Exactly, because
this is the
Exactly.
worst,
Yeah.
this is
Because
the worst trade deal.
All right. So you take 7 points of damage as corrosive fluid is being pumped into your body. As you have holes perforating your front side and your back side, you're being pumped with so much of this fluid that you are spurting little jets of this fluid mixed with your blood, washing your
Okay.
compatriots nearby. That
No, that seems fair.
Calculon, you are taking 3 points of damage, and
Wait a minute.
burn.
From what?
What? You're
From his-
next to this spraying.
Oh, I guess I'm a robot.
He
If I
is-
get wet, it probably sucks. Okay.
All adjacent targets take
All
1d5
right, all
damage next to the target that's failed all of these various rolls. That's why I've needed
Bring
to
it
make
in.
John roll various things. And you take 2 points of damage, Bernie. From beyond the room, you hear a terrible thundering sound as you see a figure bound towards you in combat. This figure has this terribly distended body. There are needles that are what?
Do I need to make a roll if I lose more than half my hit points? Isn't that
So you'd be making a panic check.
Yeah, sorry to
Um,
interrupt. I just remembered I had a thing.
Okay, I'll let you do that. And then
Success.
okay, then its body is bristling with needles and wires that are darting in at its skin. Its torso is distended, and there are tubes running in and out. Some of them almost look like mufflers or things that look like various oddly quasi-organic metal tubes. And its face has these long, like corrugated, almost like gas mask like hoses dangling from it, and it barks at you saying something about hurting its men and ending your existence. It said that
That seems fine.
you see that go ahead.
I probably shouldn't have shot that first one, huh?
We're
well,
all in this together, bud.
Yeah.
so as you are standing there, Calculon, this figure extends their arm, and more of those wires just burst out of it, snaking towards your perfect, unblemished carapace.
Oh
so
no,
go-
not my carapace.
Your carapace. So I need you to roll me a body save.
Let's see here. Oh, that's gonna be rough. All right. That's stupid. I'm a robot. I should have a great body.
I-
Let's see.
It's very sexy, but it's aluminum foil.
Actually, because of the distance, you should get a speed first before you take body. So go ahead and make me a
Okay,
speed
cool.
check, and then if not, then I'll make you do a body.
You'll make me do a body shot.
Mhm.
Cool.
You
let's
do
see.
speed and then you do a body shot.
Yep. Sounds like a pretty cool weekend. That right there would be a 25, which is, I think, a pass. I'm not sure though. Let me see. Yes, it is. All right.
All right, so you move out of the way as those wires zip by you, and you can just hear the sound of it just getting really close to you. You do notice as you move out of the way that the thing underneath the door is beginning to scrabble its way out. It is completely naked, and you can get its full glimpse of how its body has been twisted. Like it is half machinish thing, half man, and it is just. To you, would that be something blasphemous, or would that be something oddly tantalizing? I can't tell what Calculon's motivations are. If mixing machine and man is abhorrent, or if that's something pleasing to you.
I think abhorrence to such things is probably a human characteristic. And I look at it more like I'm trying to figure out whether it's increasing or decreasing its like pragmatic function. You know, if it turns out that it operates more efficiently this way, I might like absorb one of these guys. Oh, did I say that out loud? But if it turns out that they're operating less efficiently, well, we've learned something, and I might kill all of these guys. You guys,
I
didn't hear me
would
say that.
help with the absorption of one of our people.
Okay, cool.
Science.
Yeah.
As this thing stands, you see that its body is getting to have like a red fissure line, and you see that its body is beginning to part just a bit down the middle.
There we
It
go.
makes this terrible sound that is something that can't be translated well into words because it's the sound of ripping meat and just like throaty exhaust pipes blaring at the same time. And you see that there are weird tubings and stuff that are exposed as it's beginning to split.
Are these fucking noise marines?
They're undergoing division of a certain type, I'll tell you that much. And I will also tell you that what did you say? Throaty muffler pipes? That might have to be my name in a future game. Like tonight I'll be playing throaty muffler pipes.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is spending its turn, and you see that it is beginning to divide.
We're fucked
So
if it
top
does.
initiative. So we're going to go ahead and go back with round robin. So we're going to start off with Alistair, then it's going to be Calculon, Bernie, and then Jasper.
On a scale from 1 to 3, how connected am I to Mr. Wire Arms?
So as you are watching in horror, it begins to slurp its wires back into it, and the wires begin to kind of coil around it as have a protective field around it.
Okay. I see you, Mr. Man. I would love to deal with his bullshit, but I'm going to get back on my bullshit. And you know what stops things from dividing? Cauterization.
Is that true?
No, not even a little bit.
I was gonna say, how would that work exactly? But all right.
but I don't have any other ideas. So I'm just gonna go over to our dividing friend and start trying to flame broil him.
Maybe I should pelt it with mystery pills.
I think the thing that really actually would probably help here is foam, but it's not Foamy's turn. So
the best part is if you didn't necessarily just kick in the door. These are people you could have parlayed and allied with, and now this is just not going your way. All right,
these,
so you are
these poison pumping mechanical nightmares wanted to be our friends.
potentially
that's right up your alley, bud.
Yeah, isn't that like your thing?
I mean, like
Charles just popped the boner.
I guess so.
Should we all just take the pills just to see?
I mean, I'd be more than willing to pass these out just so that we can have a little fun before the end.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to start taking random pills.
Yeah, let's take some pills.
All right,
I'll take some pills.
Did you just are you just like, yeah, I'm gonna do like robot doctor assisted like what are you
I would like to
It's 1 a.m. somewhere.
I would like to point out that last week when Ian was teasing me about something, I reminded him that I would be back to my normal self this week and that I would do all the drugs.
Yeah,
Mr. Bernard, would you please hook me up with all the drugs?
Yes, sir. So it does not say how many I have. Let's see. It does say a rucksack and various bottles. So let's say a rucksack full. And at least one of them is a male enhancement drug. just for the sake of fun, and since we're using D10s, let's say I have 10 bottles of pills in my bag. Everybody reach in and like roll me a 1d10.
May I roll twice and take 2?
Yes.
8.
9.
8, 9, 6.
10 and 3, baby.
Okay, so
All right.
to be real quick. So instead of you using your hand torch in melee, you're requesting drugs from the robot.
That feels very much like something I want to do.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure.
I'm in pain and I'm scared, and the only way to fix either of those things is copious amounts of drugs. Chat, you have my back, right?
Oh, you betcha. Hang on, I'm working these out real quick. And one of these, we'll do this one right up here.
Do you want me to come back?
Nope. This one is.
No, you sit there and listen to our drugs.
And then we're going to also do. Oh shit! All right, John is at a rave apparently. Okay, so who rolled an 8?
I facetiously, I'm a G. Like I can't partake.
Well,
No,
that's too
Throw
bad.
a pill
Yeah.
at Splitty McSplitface.
Yeah. So the thrill,
We are gonna start rabbit holing if we're not careful.
the thrill, the pill.
Oh, I'm
not the
rabbit
thrill.
holing for sure, bud.
So Ian, you get a stool hardener. Who had the number 9?
I did.
That's an
the last thing I
antipsychotic.
need.
Oh.
Antipsychotic. Like who had the number 6?
Me.
Stool softener. And then
We need to compare notes later.
and then John rolled the big combo platter of ecstasy and ketamine.
Ah, John wins.
Yeah.
So, all right. So this is how that's. Okay. So
Please tell us,
this is gonna play
Game
out.
Daddy, how does this work?
Do I have to roll to keep from shitting my pants?
all right. So your initiative,
Taking a body
Alistair,
check.
you've just taken a fistful of random pills, and your body. I make me a body save.
That's a good idea. Everybody do a body save. I've been handing them out. I'm not the one taking them, so I'm not going to make a body save. Okay, I will then.
I got a
6
30
under.
Oh shit! I got a
Okay.
39. My body
let's
sucks.
See.
Do we all?
Oh, I'm
do we all
fine.
body save?
I'm All right,
No, I
so-
didn't. 94 for me.
Oh no.
Oh.
So something bad happens if you fail. If not, getting back to, are you all of you spending one whole round doing
Doing
that?
drugs?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Evidently so. Yeah.
Yeah, Mom. What? Got a problem?
Okay, so you spend the round doing drugs as you're in close quarter combat with Cenobite.
Oh my god, yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure that I understood that, like, your priorities, and I'm adjudicating this
Priorities will
inappropriately.
always be drugs.
This is part of the plan. Okay.
Okay,
I warned you last week.
that you
that
did.
okay,
So
Mom.
the-
That is strong in the running for comment of the
figure-
year. Oh.
the figure that had just assaulted you with wires, Alistair, well, it's going to wire you again because you're right next to it and you seem more wireable than the shiny robot that is next to you. So make me a speed check.
I'm probably not great at that at the moment. Should I take disadvantage?
No, I think that you're probably actually pretty decent at it. That's why I'm giving you a speed, because you've been given all these various drugs to his.
Only change is everything John does from here on out, he's doing with glow sticks.
Yeah, you can run,
All
but
right,
you run
so
like
is
one
that-
of those inflatable.
I
men.
passed 8 below.
Okay, so you have consumed so much drugs that you are
Yeah.
flailing yourself wildly, and somehow you've moved out of the path of danger as this thing has fired those wires again. They puncture through the wall next to you, and they begin to drip with that bright red fluid. The character that has just charged through and attacked you, Calico, last turn, she's going to attack you again. She moves up next to you, and you see that all the like needle spike-like things that are across her body. She leans forward and this puffs out all of these needles. Make me a speed check. Calculon.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Speed check. You got it. Boy, this one I might be able to pass too. I'm gonna re-roll because I keep getting that same 9 decimal, which means I need
Why do you
to
have decimals?
because I'm blind. Because one of them is,
Oh, like it's got like a
Yeah,
so
a
you can
dot.
tell. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm boned. That's an 87. It just was not meant to be.
All right. Fantastic. Now roll me a body save.
Okay, let's see how I do with this. 15.
15.
Good.
I do realize earlier when I gave you that splash damage that Calculon, you had a vac suit for 3 points. You wouldn't be able to take the damage. It would just destroy your vac suit. And
Okay, cool.
your battle dress would have soaked it. I just now remembered that you both had that. But now that's going to make too much of a difference. Okay, so Calculon, you are attacked by these needles and things that penetrate all over your body. You hear them like crunch through your carapace, and it strikes you for a total of 21 points of damage.
Motherfucker.
I'm dead.
That's so much damage. Dibs on the drugs.
I'm dead. Everybody's dead. Yeah, come take my drugs.
Good.
So
I
The
promise.
pack of drugs.
So I
falls to the
need
dust.
all of you
Ashley,
to make
Where's
me
that
a
player died gif?
Oh, it was up. I
Oh,
promise.
okay, cool.
I'll throw
Sorry,
it up
sorry.
again.
All right, great.
For
No,
funsies.
I'm
Here it
not
is again.
watching, so it's all good. Hey, awesome.
Wow. So I need all of you to make me a fear save, since you just watched one of your compatriots just get shredded in front of you.
Oh, do 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 do
28.
do 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 do.
Ooh, that
that
was,
was-
Bernie?
mine was 28.
28, you pass.
I am probably officially freaking out now, my friends.
Then make me a panic check.
I failed my fear test. Oh, panic.
All right.
I failed that as well,
You failed your panic test as well?
and my fear test. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, we're close to time here, but we're going to make this a very interesting last couple of minutes here. So since you rolled your panic in the Mothership app, did it give you the condition that you rolled as well? Or do I
It
need
tells
to roll
me
that
to
for
roll
you?
history.
History.
Oh nope. No, it does not.
Okay.
It's
That's
Unless-
probably roll history, as in like what you've rolled so far.
Condition. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Oh, add condition. I can. Oh no, you have to roll it for me. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Evan, roll me. Well, I'll just go ahead and do it for. Okay. So, Calculon, do you say anything or do you get any type of like parting comment as you are shredded while I'm looking up what is happening with his panic save?
Like what's a great like hammy last line? Oh, okay. So you guys remember the '80s movie Red Dawn? Not the terrible
Oh.
remake, but the original.
Yes.
As I fall, I say, "Avenge me!"
So you, oddly enough, Baltersburg, you get a prophetic vision. You immediately experience an intense hallucination of an impending horror or horrific scene. So you, as you are absolutely panicking and out of your mind with fear as you realize the situation and the drugs, you may have taken too many of too many different types. You
Not too many
see
enough.
what is happening here across this facility. You are seeing those large brained things, and these metallic-y things are beginning to split and divide, and they are beginning to swarm over this facility. You see terrible worm-like, snake-like parasites writhing in brains. You see people clamoring to get to spaceships, trying to flee, but the ships are locked fast in the dock, and they are fighting against waves of these things. Both of those creatures are fighting amongst themselves, these brainiacs and these cyber viral goons. And
Cool.
the people who are caught in the crossfire are either terribly infected or are torn apart by the chaos. And ultimately, you know that whichever side is replicating faster is going to dominate this facility and take the resources. But you know for a fact that you and your companions and all the people you freed from those cryotubes are going to die very long, agonizing, horrible deaths.
Maybe they are. I'm gonna pop pills.
So you are very fortunate that not all of prophets get to see their prophecies come true in a lifetime. But for you, you get that benefit. You get to see this come true as your compatriots are very slowly ripped apart by these cyber viral goons, as all of you are tripping out on your stool softeners and hardeners and
I was an
various.
antipsychotic. I'm just
You were just placid.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
nervous energy you've had this entire time washes away.
Yeah, yeah.
And you see with this startling clarity that you realize that you made a mistake on the contract you last signed and you will never be able to fix it.
Rude.
You had the wrong date
The
or
bummer.
something like that.
It's gonna get sent back. We're gonna have to
Since
file
we-
a board.
Anyone want to contribute to this montage of the terrible things that are happening or going to happen to you before we close out and we wrap up and do our post analysis? Huh?
I
I
will
think
say
you really
that.
brought it home.
Yeah, I think you did a great job. I think as tears streaming down his face, Dr. Vasily is just taking like handfuls and just like popping them into his mouth, trying to find something that will either dull his brain or dull the pain. And at the end of the day, the only one that can say whether it works or not is no one, because now he's a biomechanical monster infested with worms.
Because now everyone's dead. Yeah, yeah.
Dead.
Anybody else want to add to your terrible death scene?
I'll just continue firing until I'm
Going
They
down like a
actually-
G.
Firing and
Yeah.
shitting yourself.
yeah, just over
Yeah.
and over again.
Rapid
I just-
fire from the gun, rapid fire out the sphincter.
Yeah, everywhere.
It's a race between dehydration and the monsters what gets you first.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I try to reason with them on my dying breaths as I become a part of them. It's like, this really goes against the ordinance of, and as the wires come in, I imagine like some kind of Borg collective where
You're
like,
going to try to unionize the Borg.
yeah, pretty much. We can't just have the queen telling us what to do. Why does Locutus get special rights and we don't?
Oh, good old Loki.
Then hopefully the people who buy this mothership module from Mitosis do a little bit better and maybe ally of one of the factions to survive, or maybe
better.
they
We did amazing.
Yeah, look at
We
all
did
the people we
incredibly.
Yeah.
We did
mission
so well.
accomplished.
Yeah. Well, that's like, look, we do we try our best to explore these games in a way that allows us to actually see what the game is like, but also in a way that allows us to have fun and do drugs. Um, and tonight I can definitely say we did drugs.
Check
You
those
definitely
boxes,
did
yeah.
drugs.
Yep,
We-
yep.
It's true.
I can't say I've ever recreationally used a stool hardener, but I guess that's just
There's a-
how the die rolls.
There's
You
a
know-
first time, there's a first time and a last time for everything, my friend.
I highly recommend that no one abuse a stool hardener because that
Yeah.
seems
That's the pharmaceutical stooge in you. That's big pharma trying to tell us not to have fun with our bodies.
Right. It's my body. I'll make my shit as hard as I want to.
Good God
This podcast
Almighty.
brought to you by the good people at Metamucil.
Ammonium AD.
Metamucil.
have-
It's drugs too.
We have so many things going down. It has been a breakneck pace over at Madness Heart headquarters. We have fairly recently just instituted a pants optional rule because, like, how else?
Mm-hmm.
So this month alone, we've got we did the Ghoulish Book Festival, which also saw us release Gush, Tales of Vaginal Horror by Gina Rinaldi, which is an incredible book with a cover from Jim Agpalza, which is just crazy good and will make anyone uncomfortable with anatomy slightly uncomfortable, which is glorious. We got 4 more pocket books out just last week, which included Congratulations on Your Hatred from Charles Bernard. It included Babel from Douglas Ford, Bestial from Lucas Mangum, and Graven Image from Maxwell Bauman. In a couple of days, actually, we post this online on Friday. So if you're seeing this on the VODs, as the kids say, go buy the revised Anarchist Kosher Cookbook right fucking now. Because the revised Anarchist Kosher Cookbook from Max Bauman is available today. And if you're watching this live, it's available in 2 days. Buy it then. Good God. Oh, 2 days ago,
matzo bomb soup.
there is a recipe for a golem to fight neo-Nazis and a way to summon Baphomet for your bar mitzvah.
Baf mitzvah.
Yeah, Baphomet Mitzvah. I like that.
So, and then 2 days ago, the paperback, Kindle, and audiobook edition of Whispers of the Dead Saint came out. Whispers of the Dead Saint, of course, being the very first novella set in the dying worlds of Morkborg.
Yeah.
So you can check that out and like play that. There's a Kickstarter right now called Pilgrims of the Penitent. There's a stretch goal where I'm going to write a adventure for that. That's been met, so that's coming out. And shit, I have some big news actually. I have signed the contract. It is not signed in blood, though it should be. I will be contributing my writing to the Hannibal licensed tabletop role-playing game.
Nice.
So yeah, that's a dream IP for me to work on, and I'm really excited to dig into it. So
Gonna celebrate with a nice Chianti.
there's gonna be a lot celebrating. I guess maybe finally. No, not finally. We have a few more things. But if you are in Central Texas, or if you are involved in Bizarro, Splatterpunk, extreme horror, transgressive writing, and literature, you need to come to Killer Con. It's in August, mid-August. You can find the information at killerconaustin.com. Madness Art Press will be there. Bridget will be there. I'll be there. It's a crazy time, and if you really want to do writing and stuff, it's important to immerse yourself in creative communities. If you can't make it to KillerCon, then come join us on the Madness Art Press Discord. We'd love to have you, and that is just as much of a community as any of them. So please do those things. I want to take a moment to thank our lovely Dr. Violet for allowing us to play this crazy game on air.
Mhm.
The war between these two things is really fascinating and super interesting. I love it, and you can go back that on Kickstarter right now, and you should.
And the Escape from the Star Station, a Mitosis adventure, was written by Chris Ariu and art by Izzy B. Sigmacell.
Thank you. And of course, we always want to give a big hearty thank you to Bog Wizard, the band responsible for intro and outro music, Barbaria, off the album Purple Miasmic Smoke. Oh, man. So like I said, lots of shit going down, and we're not slowing down.
The Hardeners.
We have more books coming out next month. I'll tell you about them next month, or next week, whatever comes first.
Both.
Hey, with the pills that you took.
Also, if you're in Central Texas, the Ghoulish Bookstore is going to be opening on Saturday, grand opening, as part of Independent Bookstore Day. I will be there reading and signing shit right around noon. So come in by and say hello. Friends, thank you so much for joining us on this consensual journey we call watching John do drugs. No, called Wandering Monster.
That's just the name of the show now.
I am John Baltusberger.
I am Charles R. Bernard.
I'm Bridget Brave.
Ian Servas.
I'm drugs.
we will return next week, but until then, maybe experiment with stool softeners.